What's really important for Kitboga is that they take their time making a decision. If they are in a rush to make a decision, if they're in the heat of the moment, whether it be excitement or anger or frustration, that's not a good time for him to make a decision. And he has the capability of skipping steps and getting frustrated and finding himself needing to go back to the beginning and redo those steps. So he really does want to take his time, because being rushed really isn't his forte. Why did I use the word forte? I have no clue. His community means a lot to him. He's all about making sure that the police departments are there, the fire departments are there, if we're comparing it to something. Or in another sense, going from the couple to marriage. He's a person who enjoys being alone, and we can see that in a multitude of places that exist in front of us. He needs an environment in which he can have some space. If he doesn't want to be social, if he's not in the feels, then he does need that space, because he is about gracefulness. He is about control. He's about vitality. So if he doesn't have the vitality to fight, it's not a good time for him. Because as a scam baiter, he does need to be in control. And he needs to do it with grace, because if he's baiting a scam, there needs to be conflict. Kitboga is a person who is really overthinking all the time. He's really about wanting to implement all of those ideas that he has, which is interesting because he implemented something in 2023. But there's something unique about this. He really has this ability to be in the now, to hear things that other people don't hear. He's going to explore what is correct for him. It's going to awaken him into new ideas. When he's exploring his own convictions, following what is true for him, it's going to send him in a specific path. He's going to be very inspirational in doing so. But it can't be a forced inspiration. He just has to be. He has to show people what he can do. And then that's when people are going to hop on the bus with him. It's going to be starting something new. Because without crisis or conflict, there can be no friction to get something started. So going back to, he might have the capability of moving too fast. Once again, he really needs to move slow, because he has so much charisma and so much fight and vitality about him. He really might move too fast, especially experiencing all the mental and physical pressure that he feels. If he moves too fast, he's just going to become frustrated. His life is like a vortex. He has people, places, things, and experiences coming towards him. And all he needs to do is take his time to make a decision. He'll understand what is correct for him when he listens to his inner sounds like uh-huh and uh-uh. And through that, that's how he's going to find the holes in what is wrong. His environment needs to support him finding what is wrong with the system, the holes in the system. He's going to penetrate those and he's going to fix it, swing back around, and do it again. So that's why he needs his space. That's why he needs his aloneness. Just because he's alone, it doesn't mean he's lonely. He has this behavior of self that will just be inspirational when he's absorbed in his own process, doing what he's doing every day. His ideas really, they just float through his head all day. And he really does take caution when in crisis and conflict. This is weird to say, but he brings everybody back to Eden. He is a person who's self-sustainable. And people may see him as someone who may not need others to survive, and he may feel the same too. And that's because he's a little bit more self-sufficient. He might become frustrated when he tries to grow his environment when it's not correct timing. He might drop healthy resources because he's like, nah, I got this. I got this alone. But he really should hold on to those healthy sources in his life because he might have the tendency to also hold on to things that no longer serve him, like people, places, things, or experiences. He could be full of fear or fearless, this man. He may not know what to think. He might find himself answering everybody else's questions. But he might find himself frustrated when he lets go of those supports that actually were good for him. He might find himself frustrated when he's answering everybody else's questions or trying to get knowledge that just isn't right for him, you know. He only knows what he knows. And that is it. And in reference to what I said before, this was just like comparing upleveling the community. I was just talking about how it's going from boyfriend to girlfriend to marriage. So it's this upleveling ideas going to from just an idea to solid form because he is all about his ideas. Or it could be like a security firm going to like full force police, which is interesting because he did create a security firm. So to wrap this all up, you know, he might find himself frustrated a lot when he tries to engage what he thinks about in a 1, 2, 3 step format. What he's meant to do is follow his guttural sounds like uh-huh and uh-uh. And taking his time making those decisions, not escaping something when he's excited or frustrated, or starting something when he's excited or frustrated. He is a person who is in control, and he's inspirational when he's in control, absorbed in his own little process, when he is charismatically listening to his body, because when he does follow his own convictions, once again, that's when he'll be inspirational to his community. When he does start something new that is under crisis or something that he creates friction with. If he's not in the mood, then he shouldn't do it because his body is telling him that just don't do it. And you could be in the mood for a while. And then you could also be not in the mood for a longer while. So that is okay. You are this person who's supposed to go through these melancholic creative processes. So just allow it to be. Maybe you're in one of those right now, and maybe that's why you wanted to start a different experience because you were in that melancholic crisis. Anywho, thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed what you listened to, and sorry it was a little bit choppy today. You all have a great day.